everyone. If I could have your attention, we'll get our workshop meeting called to order. It is good to see y'all on this very hot, very humid Monday afternoon, August the 7th. Do want to remind you that this is our workshop, but we do have a special called meeting immediately following this meeting where we'll be voting on one item. There are agendas on the podium if anyone needs to grab one so you can follow along. And we have a special guest with us tonight. Milo is probably going to be participating in the meeting at some point in time. So I've given him exclusion from having to sign in since he can't write his name yet. He's not old enough, so he doesn't have to sign in to speak. He'll just speak when the Spirit moves him. So we're glad to have Milo with us this evening. But we all are called to order. The only thing that we'll be voting on until we get to the special called meeting is the approval of our agenda. And you have those gentlemen with you, so I'll take a motion concerning our agenda.
Move to approve.
Okay,
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, under new business, as hot as it is, I can't believe we're going to be talking about Christmas, but it's right around the corner. So I'm going to call on our Main Street Director, Miss Hillary Culpepper, to come and talk to us about Christmas and Christmas decor.
Well, thank you, Mayor Smith and Council, for giving me the opportunity to come and present to you all this afternoon. And like you said, Mayor Smith, I think it's ludicrous that we're talking about Christmas as hot as it is outside. But before we know it, Christmas will be upon us. But one of the tasks when I accepted this position as the Main Street Manager back in December was to find ways to improve our downtown community for our community members, find a way to attract tourism and to bring people into downtown to invest in our community. With starting at Christmas, it gave me the opportunity to come in with a fresh set of eyes and see from a different viewpoint some areas that we could improve on. As you all know better than I do, the city of Tifton, specifically downtown, Main Street, and Fullwood Park, those are our three main points of focus whenever it comes to spreading the holiday cheer in our city and for our community. And as you all know, as a city, we do try very hard to provide resources and opportunities for those that live in our community and in surrounding areas, the opportunity to enjoy things free of charge. And that is one thing that I do love about Tifton, is that we are able to invest and make these improvements to do things free for our community. Many of you may know, or maybe you don't know, I'm not too sure, but the last time the city made an investment in our Christmas decorations or anything with the holiday season, it was about 20 years ago. And you can see that if you were able to see our street pole decorations this past year or even drove out to Fullwood Park, you may see over the years that our Christmas decorations have lessened over the years just due to the fact that our team at ESG has made the executive decision over time that some of our Christmas decorations, they're just not able to be put out, whether that is due to the age of the equipment or the weather implementing on the equipment, not being able to find replacement bulbs. So ESG, they do store and maintain our Christmas decorations, but at the end of the day, they do decide what is acceptable for our community to see and experience. So as I listed those three main points of focus, the city, specifically City Hall, Main Street, downtown, and Fullwood Park, I am here today to ask you all if we could consider making an investment in improving Christmas for these three main points of focus for our community. Starting in downtown, I would love to see if we could make an investment in purchasing new street pole banners and decorations. Like I said, some of our street pole banners are over 20 years old. One of my favorite street pole banners that we have is Santa Claus sitting on top of City Hall, and bless his heart, he's gotten a little sunburnt from how long he's been out in the sun. He's now starting to turn pink and red from being sun faded. I think it's time to retire Santa Claus. But you will see in your packet the Christmas street pole banners that we picked out, in addition to some of the other Christmas decoration that we would like to see on the poles in downtown Tifton. And then as you move throughout downtown, we would love to see an investment and improvement made here at City Hall. Many of you know that on the first Saturday in December is our hometown holiday celebration, and that truly is the kickoff event for Christmas in downtown. At Hometown Holidays, we do have the annual tree lighting ceremony, and that big, beautiful tree, it has served its purpose in its time at the balcony in City Hall. We would love to see, and you will see in your packet, Council, the investment and the options that we would love to see be placed on the balcony of City Hall But also, if ESG feels like that Christmas tree that we normally have on the balcony can be moved out to Fullwood Gardens for our community to use free of charge for Christmas pictures, as a photo opportunity, we would love to be able to do that for our community. And then moving right on down the road to Fullwood Park, we would love to see making a small investment in Fullwood Park this year, but in the hopes of 2024, we really do invest time and money in giving our community the Christmas lights that they deserve, to see free of charge and to experience Christmas in Fullwood Park. And like I said, in your packet, you can see the investment that we would like to see be made in Fullwood Park with inserting Christmas lights that are curtain lights that you drive under. It could also be a really cool photo opportunity. And then also we would love to see a photo booth station go into Fullwood Park, like I said, just for our community members to take advantage of and to enjoy the holiday season out there. And then also in your packet, you will see where we would love to ask you all to make an investment in purchasing Christmas lights to be placed at the individual city departments, whereas that being community development, the fire, police departments, and I think that was all of the departments that we would like to see decorations go at, but just to really provide unity and just to spread the holiday cheer throughout the city. Like I said, in your packet, you can really see the examples that we've picked out. We do hope with this small investment this year, we can really help put Tifton on the map to make Tifton kind of a tourism destination when it comes to Christmas. And then hopefully in 2024, I do believe we have the people and the team in place now that we can really start to help make a difference for Tifton and our community, and to see an improvement for Fullwood for next year to really give our community members something that they've been asking and hoping for when it comes to Christmas.
Thank you.
This would be $150,000 investment. This isn't a budgeted item. We would be taking this from potential local funds that have not been allocated out.
Okay. Any questions of Hillary or comments?
No. Great presentation.
We need to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I first started coming over here to train 38 years ago, when I still have the memory of going through Sylvester. And those lights, and it was just like, wow, these, and then came to Tifton, was here for a couple of weeks, and it just,
It's different.
even then, it just didn't have quite the thing, but it stuck with me 38 years later. I can remember first seeing those. We need to.
Well, what's
something.
interesting too, in meeting with the folks that provide the technology has changed so much, and the materials have changed so much. They're just so much more user friendly, and even the trees for City Hall can be programmed to have different patterns and lights and colors or whatever. So I think it's it's time, and I think it's a great idea, and it's something we can build upon a little at a time once we get this initial investment, if the council chooses to approve that. So,
And the money's in hotel motel tax,
Yeah.
like, it's not,
Yeah.
anybody say, well, I wish they could use that money to pave streets. No, you can't use hotel motel tax money to pave a street.
yeah.
So let's get that clear.
Okay.
Yes, and we did adopt an ordinance in 2020 that designates how this would be kind of paid out. This fits very well in line with what we can use the money for.
Sure.
I wish we could have done more at Fullwood Park. Unfortunately, it's a timing issue. A lot of the stuff that would go to Fullwood Park would be a customary kind of design. So we just don't have enough time. So I'm excited to see what will happen next year should this be approved.
Exactly. Okay. Any other comments, questions, thoughts, ideas? Excellent presentation. Thank you, Hillary.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Happy holiday.
There you go. All right. Next, I'm going to call on Jeff West to talk about the purchase of the Public Works bucket truck.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I don't know if y'all all seen our bucket truck, but it's about 30 years old and doors are falling off, and we depend on it daily for if it's trimming limbs back or putting up Christmas decorations. It was budgeted. We were budgeted $210,000. The bucket truck come in at $214,750, so it's $4,750 over. I will say that we were able to save $30,000 on the boom mower we bought, so we will still be within our total allotted budget for our capital items this year.
Okay, and that information's in our packet.
Yes, ma'am.
Did y'all have any questions or comments for Jeff concerning the bucket truck?
And it's probably gonna be a year and a half before we see this truck. Y'all know how things are, getting them ordered. We're trying to get on the front end and get it ordered now, or we'll be one of the first ones.
Okay. All right, well, don't go anywhere, because you're the next on the agenda too, to talk about the resolution accepting the agreement amendment, item number 9, with Inframark, doing business as ESG. Do you want to talk about that?
This is the same thing we do every year. It's kind of administrative. We take the budget that y'all give to us and we make the numbers matching the amendment, and that's what we've done this year. Took the budget numbers and put them all in the amendment.
Okay, and that also is in our packet. Does anyone have any questions on that? You good? Y'all good? Good? Okay. All right, thank you,
All right,
Jeff. We
thanks.
appreciate that. I'll turn things over to our city manager to talk about the resolution approving the modifications to our GFA loan agreements. So, Emily, floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is a GFA loan modification from the original GFA loan that the city did in August of 2020. It was $2 million that we took out to begin the updates for the wastewater treatment plant. That is a part of the priority plan that was put together in 2020 to update water lines, everything out there. We are very close to the project. We're hoping to wrap that up at the end of August. Under the original agreement, we are just asking that this is extended out through December. We're currently paying interest on the loan now. We are not paying principal. The monthly interest is $1,232 a month. We would definitely want the project to be complete before we begin paying principal on it. We were asking to extend this to December, knowing the project will probably be done in August. It does say in our agreement that the earlier of the date it should start to be being paid back. That's either the completion date, December 1, 2023, or when the note was fully dispersed. So any of the three, obviously we will be done with the project before then. So this is just asking to extend this out through December so we can ensure the project's complete before we begin paying principal on it.
What was the interest rate on it?
0.94%.
Well, since we're getting 5.07% interest on our money in the bank, up from whatever it was the other day, and it will be 5.27 in August, at the end of August. There's no sense in paying it off early or paying that interest because
Well, right.
we make a bunch of money on it.
Yeah. We've got to start paying it off either at the completion date by December 1 or when the note is fully dispersed.
Stretch it as long as we can stretch it.
Well, my guys have work to do at the wastewater treatment plant. They've been working for 2 years. They need to get done. It's expensive.
We'll use their money as long as we use their money.
All right, any questions or comments for Emily on that GFA loan? Okay, all right. Emily, you want to talk about the public safety positions?
Yes. This is a resolution amending the FY24 budget to fund 3 police officers and 3 firefighters. With this, the total cost would come in at $226,000 to the general fund budget, so we're asking to amend that. With the 3 fire positions, we basically have those filled. We'll take 3 part-times that are interested in full-time, move them to full-time. We will then have each of our substations staffed with 3 people. By doing this, this cuts down on safety concerns and a faster response time, and also helps with our ISO rating. So we're asking those positions be open. As far as the police, we are requesting 3 additional positions to be open there to help with crime rates and everything going on in the community and the world right now, not just in Tifton, Georgia.
Right. Okay, and that information breakdown on all those numbers is in your packet. Like Emily said, 226 would be our budget amendment. Any questions for Emily regarding those positions?
Safety is the #1 thing
Absolutely.
we need to provide for the citizens.
Absolutely.
This is the best way to do it.
I agree. Okay, all right, moving on, under our ordinance category. The next item, I'm going to turn everything over to our city attorney, Rob Wilmot, to talk about the amendment to the alcohol beverage ordinance. So, Rob?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. When we adopted our package to our ordinance, we had a section there on signage, and it was basically taken from the state law that says that your lettering on your signage for a package store cannot be any bigger than 8 inches tall. The various people who were developing their package stores were getting their signage and said, you know, this doesn't make sense. A lot of back and forth between myself and the Department of Revenue, trying to find out, this is what the statute says, but I see a lot of package stores that, you know, have letters a lot bigger than 8 inches. Finally, they told me that based upon the United States Supreme Court decision, they decided that they were not going to enforce, you know, that state law. So we got a state law in the books that the Department of Revenue is not enforcing. So I think the best thing to do is just take that signage section out of our ordinance.
Okay,
Remove it, since it's, you know, since the Department of Revenue is not enforcing it anyway.
exactly. Does that make sense to everybody? That, you understand that? Okay. Okay, any questions or anything of Rob concerning that? All right, that concludes that. Now it's city manager report.
The only update that I have, I wanted to give each of you a SPLOST update from our last joint meeting that we had with the county. We were following their timeline. Unfortunately, they have some language in the interlocal agreement that they are working through with their attorney. We're hoping to get that document in this week for Rob to have an opportunity to take a look at it. We're hoping to have it on the next agenda. If not, please be prepared. We may have to call a special called meeting. We do have a timeline to get that to the Board of Elections office.
Okay.
I will keep you all posted.
Some things never change.
Okay, is that it? That's all you got? Okay. Why don't we save mayor and council comments until we finish the special called meeting? If y'all are okay with that, we'll do that. All right, I'm going to conclude the workshop meeting. So the workshop is now closed, and call to order our special called meeting. We will be voting at this meeting, and we have only one item on the agenda. That's the resolution extending the moratorium on the permitting of billboards. So Emily, do you want to kind of fill everybody in on where we are on
Yes.
that?
This was brought before the council in July. We tabled this due to a few concerns that was brought forth from the community at our second council meeting in July. We had a stakeholder meeting with some folks in the community, some billboard companies, to hear out their concerns. They had some really good points for us to listen to and for Rob to consider. With that, and given the concerns and tweaking of the proposed ordinance that we already have, we are seeking to extend this moratorium. It was only for 30 days. Our sign ordinance is very large. There are lots of specs that go into that, a lot of work. We are asking to extend this for 61 days. This would get us through October 16th, 2023. That gives our team and legal an opportunity to look at it, make a few corrections, hold a public hearing at the end of this month, bring that back before you. If you have any updates, we would need to go back, tweak it, and then bring it back before you. So this would be probably end of September when we would probably wrap this up. So we're asking to extend this through October 16th, just to be on the safe side and to hear all concerns that have come forth and consider them.
Okay. I will say I was part of the meeting where we met with the various companies, and I was even surprised to learn how much DOT regulation is involved when you're talking about billboards. How much, you know, whether you're talking about a billboard on a surface street where you're going 30 miles an hour, or the interstate where you're going 80, the different sizes, and so there really is. There's a lot of specific information that we really need to consider and need to take our time. So I think, you know, hopefully the council will support the 61-day extension. We're going to move as quickly as possible because understand, you know, this is you know, people are in business and people want to be able to use those billboards, but we do need to move very carefully to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So I'll open the floor for a motion concerning that moratorium.
Move to approve the resolution extending the moratorium for 61 days.
Okay.
I second.
So we have a motion in 2 seconds. All right. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that does pass. All right, we'll wrap things up with council comments. Does anybody want to go first or have anything they want to share with the
Just
community?
make sure your air conditioner is working.
Yes.
That's the main thing.
That's excellent advice.
That's all I have.
That's all you have. Okay. Anybody else have any information?
Good enough.
You good?
I'd
Yeah?
like to say something.
Okay.
I just want to say, I thank the city of Tifton for having me for these 4 years, and I look forward to hopefully serving you guys another 4 years. So I'm just wanted to announce to the community that it's been a pleasure, and I will look to seek reelection.
Excellent.
So I will be running again for this seat. But
Good.
thank y'all so far, and hopefully I'll see you another 4.
Good. Is Milo going to be voting?
We hope.
Milo, it's all on you, buddy. Well, that's good news. Thank you for that,
Yeah.
MJ, and I know you'll do well. And we appreciate the work that you've done too these past 4 years. You've worked hard. Jack, anything you need to?
I'm good.
address? Okay. Well, let's call it a day, and I know everybody's ready to get home. So our meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.